Metafide calling in today, May 11th, a little bit later at 10:06 a.m. We're here for a supercharge event. Good to see everyone out there. Thanks everyone for joining in. I see Elon Musk is playing our game right now. Thanks, Elon.
In between Diablo, in between running a couple of dungeons in Diablo, he's joining in for a couple of games of Metafide.
No, he takes a few hits of ketamine and then starts going.
Thinks he's playing Diablo.
So you guys, anybody could tap on the screen and put their position down. Even Elon high on ketamine, it works still. Good to see everyone again. Yeti, how you doing?
Yeah, really good, man. You should tell us all about consensus.
Oh yeah. All right. So consensus. That's what I was excited to talk about today. A few things, right? Consensus was definitely a lot smaller than anything I've seen in a long time.
What? It had all of the biggest names. It was like the bill for who was there was like, it was the most like who's who of crypto of any crypto event that I've ever seen.
Yeah. I guess people don't have a lot of money out there, and I guess they whatchamacallit, have a hard time showing up to things nowadays. So I would say,
Wow.
yeah, some of the least amount of people I've seen. All the side events had way smaller rooms booked out. Not a lot of VCs out there. I did meet with like a few, wealth managers and other types of asset managers, and I still found a few VC funds, and we already had some meetings set up, so it was good for us because we did the work prior to it. But not a lot of ones out in the rogue. I would say, again, funding's down like 70%, and you could definitely see it. The side events weren't as big. People aren't really building anything. Like, Frank and I were not impressed at all by what was going on. It's like, I'm going to say it, but people were more depressed and fatter than I've seen in a long time, which is a sign that, they're drinking a lot. They're, stressed out. Their cortisol is high. It's just, I guess people aren't doing that well in crypto space. And like Frank said, he's like, yeah, you could raise as much money as possibly want, but it's not really going to change the outcome for you. And you can kind of see that out there. Like a lot of people who raised, $10, $15 million aren't there anymore. They're all gone. Some people are just kind of hanging on. Like you had an overwhelming amount of market makers still, because market makers have just run a kind of scam model, I would say, and just been ripping people off in crypto. So you had a bunch of shady guys out there. As a side of like, new projects, like one of the things that did get me excited was, I don't really know how legitimate it is either, but met these guys, Kaios, and they were launching their token on Coinbase. And so their token came out on Coinbase the next day, which was pretty cool. And, good for them. But then, you look into it and they're like, oh, we're going to be the largest RWA protocol. We have asset managers like BlackRock, like Braven Howard. Just very funny in their wording. Braven Howard Digital is one of their investors, though. And then, I'm looking more into it because everyone's talking about, oh my God, this token's already at a whatever $1 billion circulating value. There's some $1 billion market cap as well. And like this thing's going to be huge. Like, look how many assets they have on chain, right? They've done like 500 million of volume, and they said they have 100 million of assets on chain. But then I look at like who their biggest investor is, and it's Tether. And what I assume happened is Tether lent them something like some Tether gold or something like that, and it was like, hey, why don't you store this on chain and then claim that you have all this value, and then trade it amongst itself and say you could have all this volume. Again, don't want to defame anyone or get in trouble for anything. This is all theorizing here, but that's something common I see. Like you see these RWA big protocol out there. It's going to be the next best thing. We're going to have all this value. And then they have a really hard time getting the managers on there. and the assets, because the institutions don't want to give you a piece of their freaking pie, like why are we going to go put our RWAs on here, and like what type of legal protections do you have for us, and security and everything else, like how do you claim them and things like that. So I think that was pretty interesting. um not I think Frank and I called it like probably a year ago. Like we were like, okay, everything's going to move into these agentic flows, agentic gateways, they call them, which is the ability for your like AI to be able to interact with these various products out there and do it seamlessly, so you don't need to have a human go in and log in and set everything up so the AI can actually use it. Frank and I were talking about how eventually this space moves into like more of these micro payments, where you don't even have to contact a bank or use a bank anymore. You could directly, give your AI crypto, and then it could do transactions for you, like, order you Uber or order you, some food, or send someone flowers or something like that. And, how do you do that without giving AI access to your entire card? You probably need some type of AI card out there that you could give a certain balance or allowance to, so it only can spend that. So again, I think, we had some really good indicators that we were going towards this new bot type of market, which we jumped on that, going out there and building our 10-second bot markets, so we could allow any bot to come in there and play in these games, and then also people can use one of our bots or build their own bot. So I think we've always had the right direction of where things are going right now. I went around, I showed people our new application. I showed them, some of the stuff that's going out on DogeOS, and people were extremely impressed. They were like, "What? That's insane. That's really cool. I haven't seen anything like that." They're like, "You guys are still building?" I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "What? You're not building?" Like they didn't have anything to counter me or show me anything different. So I thought that was kind of interesting. Even I went to the Pudgy
Like,
Penguins.
what do you mean? We got our raise. What are you building?
Yeah,
We've made it, man. We got our $5 million raise.
Exactly. That's like kind of where these guys are at. It's like now that the funding, the gravy train has stopped or whatever, like these guys have just stopped building. It's like, geez, guys, you don't need like $10 million to go build something. Like, just get out there and do it. And that's what we also found. Like, dude, people were not using AI like we are. Like the way like Frank and I have been building with AI and like launching products in like what used to take 6 months, like in a couple of days, like people are not doing that right now. And I was really surprised by it. And I think it's because sometimes people just, they do the bare minimum and it works, and then they just kind of get by on it. But again, I was like reminding people, I'm like, hey, this is like the most life-changing thing of our entire generation. Like this is crazy development. And the only thing that confirmed it while I was there is Coinbase released a statement that they had laid off like 17% of their staff. And, partly they said, hey, the market's super volatile. They confirmed we're in a down market right now. Coinbase said, hey, we've always survived this. We've always came out better. But, they just want to be careful about budgeting. And then the second point to that is they're like, hey, like our team is using AI like we've never seen it. They're like, we have teams that have never touched code before, product teams who are building products. And they have also teams of developers who what used to take 6 months, they're shipping now in 3 days. And so like Coinbase kind of confirmed it. They're like, this is an AI revolution. It's changing how we're working. And, they reduce some of their staff. And, again, it is sad, to lose people and things like that. But at the same time, I think crypto did get a little bloated. I'm looking at some of the stuff out there. It's like, dude, Uniswap had so many employees at one point, and like Uniswap was promising all these hooks, and I know they put some of them out there, but they're promising like the best V3 and the better V4. And what I kind of saw at Uniswap was like a bunch of researchers back then. would meet all these researchers who are working at Uniswap, researching blah, 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 doing this or that. And I'm like, okay, where's the actual building happening? You know, like they kind of just like start to lose the plot at a certain point. And yeah, like I think a lot of people out there in crypto have kind of lost the plot. You know, a lot of people build things not for real people. Like this industry went to a point where people are building things almost exclusively for each other. Like they forgot about the real world and how all this stuff integrates. And they continuously write white papers with new jargon and terminology to keep people out of it. You know, it's like, listen, like if you want to build something awesome, like explain it to me like I'm a fifth grader. And if you can't explain it to me like I'm a fifth grader and you can't make it that simple, I don't think you understand it. And I don't think anyone else is going to understand it either. And that's really what it needs to be. It's like, okay, how is this going to affect someone's life or make something better in the space? And again, I didn't really see much of that out there. Like I visited it in on the SWE event just to see what was going on. A bunch of BS projects, of course, you know, get your SWE ball. Oh, you got your SWE ball. It's a little AI ball that has characters in it that looks like a Pokemon ball. Like, okay, cool. Like whatever. I could do that with an Apple Watch. You know, it's like some like random video games and stuff like that. Okay, cool. It's still not done on chain. Really, what's the big deal about that?
What is the SWE ball?
I don't know. It's like a little freaking AI ball that like has a little picture on it, and there like is an agent in there, and it can like talk to you and stuff. Like it has nothing to do with SWE. Like
that is the most gimmicky shit I've ever heard.
Yeah, dude. Absolutely ridiculous. Like, you know, just the only people who are doing well are the TradFi people. Dude, TradFi has done well because it's like, okay, this is taking something that we already know and then just putting it on faster rails and just continuing to do what they did in TradFi in crypto. So like, you know, the stuff that's like doing on-chain credit, you know, the things that are doing like types of payment systems, you know, the other like maybe some of the RWA stuff could turn out well in the future, but yet I've really not seen anything. But like, again, that would make sense, like faster rails. Remittances are doing great. Like everyone I've talked to as a remittance business is just a freaking hockey stick, you know, and despite whatever they say in the US, oh, like people aren't taking their jobs and sending the money back to their countries. Everyone I talked to in the remittance business has said, oh my God, remittances are so good. We want to get into like the Indian markets and the Pakistani markets because so many people in the US are sending money from the US into India. I'm like, you know, it's funny because our government says that's not true. Meanwhile, everyone's looking at it with dollar signs in their eyes. So the remittance business is interesting though, because it can become a race to the bottom because because the fees are so much lower, you have to do so much more volume. And, you know, everyone keeps lowering the fees so that they could attract the new volume. And at a certain point, you know, you're going to really kill the rest of the market because there'll only be a few then who will have to have a certain amount of volume to maintain. And we'll see where that one ends up settling out. But the fees keep getting lower and lower and lower, which is good for the consumer. Not as good for the companies out there. But we'll see where that continues to go. Let's see. Like Solana threw a big event. They threw the Solana Accelerate. I accidentally took a $60,000 hat. Supposedly, it's not actually worth $60,000. It's not actually worth $60,000. It's probably like, here, I'll show you. It's only worth like freaking $2, made in Vietnam or whatever. And I didn't even know this. Okay, like, so you know, we're in the conference and DeLorean's there, and they brought like the DeLorean out from Back to the Future. They had the hoverboard and everything, and I was like, oh, this is awesome. And they had all this merch on their table, right? And I just walked by and I was like, oh, sick. And I like grabbed one off their table and just kept walking on, like thinking like, oh, this is merch. Like everyone gives out free stuff at these conferences because you want people to wear it and go out there and promote it. And then Frank's like, oh, where'd you get that? And I was like, oh, at the DeLorean table, right? And Frank goes over to grab one, and they're like, no, you can't take one, blah, blah, blah. And then Frank's like, why? And they're like, you have to hold $60,000 of the DeLorean token to be able to get one of these hats. And Frank's like, okay, and then just walks away. And I was already like wearing it, and he's like, he tells me, and he's like, hey, like, he's like, just to let you know, like, they want you to have $60,000 of those tokens. And I'm like, what? I'm like, for a $2 hat? Like, this is made in Vietnam. Like, are you freaking kidding me? And I was like, that's the worst type of marketing I've ever heard in my life. Like, oh, we're only going to allow you to get a hat if you have $60,000 of the token, when in reality, what you want to market, your customer base has already spent $60,000. You're not going to get any more money out of them. And then if things go bad, they're going to hate that hat and never wear it. So it's like, if you want to market it, like, you put a cool hat out there that has a little Solana logo on it too, and the DeLorean logo. Like, that's how you get the name out there. Someone goes, oh my God, that's an awesome hat. And then you're like, oh, DeLorean is in Solana. You know, like, they have a tokenization thing to it. And then you'd be like, that's cool. Like, why are you guys freaking designing hats to never give out? Like, please make that make sense to me, you know?
I guess it's so people can find each other at the crypto event. You know, like your DeLorean.
I never saw anyone else have the hat, because no one has $60,000 of DeLorean token and is going to a freaking Solana Accelerate. Like, those guys are like,
I don't even know what the fuck DeLorean is. Like, I know I'll do this from Back to the Future, but I have no idea what the token is.
Yeah,
never heard of it,
dude. No one's ever heard of it, dude. It's like, guys, no one's heard of you guys. Like, what do you mean? Like, so like, I'll go to DeLorean to the Web3 ecosystem, time capsule, tokens, like staking, marketplace, the DeLorean token, DMC. Like, what does it do? Unlisted airdrops. Okay. They did a pre-sale on SWI, which makes no sense why they're at the Solana event. Launched on-chain vehicle reservation system and marketplace.
Probably because they wanted to, like, be an event that had people at it, I'd say.
Yeah. They launched on an exchange. They did a DMC airdrop. Liquidity market. DeLorean enters Fortnite, expanding global brand visibly across gaming and digital culture. Partnership with the Other Life.
Fortnite. What did they do on Fortnite?
I guess they had a car in Fortnite.
That was like them and not the DeLorean, as in like. But it's like, are they just claiming any use of DeLorean is them?
Yeah. May 4th.
They're referencing us, not Back to the Future. They're referencing us, the token.
Exactly. May 4th, they went and brought their IP to Solana. So they ditched SWI and they went to Solana only May 4th.
I mean, to be honest, that's probably...
It's the future of rebellion. It's the D-Gen car. It's the Gulfwing doors. Like, I can't find any use for this token.
They sound awful. They sound fucking heinous.
So I guess you could use the token to reveal a capsule before, and you got a collectible, and you could redeem that collectible.
Yeah, right.
And they gave out prizes like a SWI game system and a pizza and shoes. So they gave out a DeLorean.
They only needed $150,000 of the token to get the pizza.
Yeah, so you could build a virtual car. They gave out an F1 experience. They gave out Nike Dunks, only 6 of them. Like, there's barely any prizes. A SWI play, a Karate Combat pit-side pass, Domino's free pizza for a year, rare DeLorean time capsule collectible, a Motorverse LE Digital. I don't even know. A retro jacket. They only gave out 888 DeLorean hats, a DeLorean shirt, DeLorean merchandise bundle. How does it work?
Holy shit. Imagine the person that has $60,000 invested in that. What the fuck?
Yeah, dude. I'd be pissed because it's been
People
going on.
must have been looking at you like at the thing wearing the hat, going like, "What a fucking schmuck."
Yeah.
He has $60,000 of that token.
Dude, we've been making fun of these people because it's like, dude, we're showing up to some crypto stuff, and it's like, dude, it's like they figured out how to like take like, and I'm a nerd too, so I'm allowed to say this, but like they took the nerd who like didn't have acceptance in a group, and instead of like making like a inclusive group, they figured out how to turn the nerd into like an exclusive person who like found like some special club where like, dude, all these people who are like giant Bitcoiners are wearing like, you know, crystals and giant chains on their neck and like with diamonds on them and other stuff like that, and like diamond out bored apes, and they all have these like Burning Man, like they're kind of like a felt hat that like has like a giant brim on it and like kind of like a cowboy hat, but it's not. And then, you know, when they have like feathers in the side of it and they like, it's a Stetson hat and they like burn stuff into it. All those hats cost like $700 to like 10 grand. Like, and they're walking around like wearing them like sequined outfits and stuff like that. And I'm like, dude, first of all, I don't think you have anything in crypto. I don't think you have any money in crypto, period. Right? Because if you do, then you must be the stupidest person on earth to go out there and tell everyone that you have all this money in crypto and be so flamboyant about it, because that's how you get robbed. Like, I'm like,
I bet you they do though.
I
bet you're like,
I don't think so, dude. I think the number one rule about crypto is if you have a lot of money in crypto, shut up and be quiet about it, because your security is only as good as your own self-defense. Like, when you think about it, like, okay, your Bitcoin wallet is a 12-word seed phrase, okay? And maybe you know it, maybe you have it written down somewhere. That's all your defense is. There's no security, there's no insurance on that. If you have a lot of money in crypto, you should not be telling anyone that you do anything in crypto, period. You're a walking robbery. Like,
yeah, I reckon that's just like, they're like, yeah, but like, how am I gonna flash off my 6 sequins if I don't tell anyone? You know,
it's like, it makes no sense to me. I'm like, dude, like, what are you guys doing?
Wear
like,
their sequins around the house.
Yeah, like you were super, like, that's super dangerous. Like, are you freaking kidding me? Like,
you know what I want to see with the a bit of back to where you were before, but with the AI ordering you're saying the AI ordering your food and stuff, the AI agent. I want the fucking AI agent to be able to know when I'm hungry and what I want to eat, and then order that. I don't want to have to deal with it. You know, like surely it can do that now. Like, you know, go like, you know, like, oh, I link it with my smartwatch. He's like, you know, I can see his blood sugar is, you know, like I don't know, and go like, he needs a meal now, or like even just like this is the regular time he eats.
Oh, I'll tell you a story about that. One thing I learned about that actually, but just going back to like the AI stuff, dude. Some of the people were talking about this AI stuff like it's some mystical thing that only people in Silicon Valley are using. And I'm like, no, like it's super accessible.
What
like you can
fuck?
do it all too. And I was like, I got a lot of people to start using their cross agent, which is an awesome thing. Like if you plug in like 5 of your API keys from various AIs, they can all debate each other and then come to consensus, and they give you a better answer than any one single AI can itself. And it gives you super powered AI, and everyone's like, what? I can't believe that, you know? But I listened to one talk.
It can come here to consensus?
Yeah. People are crazy the way they like are using the AI. Like one of these guys like has all these cameras in his house. And when he was like, you know, he gave like AI his blood tests and stuff like that. And he's like, oh, can you tell me like how to be healthier? And the AI was like, listen, like you're dehydrated a lot. Like you just need to drink more water, right? So he gave AI eyes. He gave it access to like all of the cameras in his house and stuff like that. First of all, who the heck has a bunch of cameras in their house either? Like that's crazy. Anyone in technology?
Everyone does. Well, not everyone. Most people. I mean, you and I are on one right now.
Yeah.
I bet you got one on your phone. Like heaps of people have. I don't have any like smart appliances with cameras, but shitloads of people do. Like heaps of people I know do.
Yeah.
And then like people have like, you know, baby monitors, fucking like nanny monitor, like, you know, like yeah,
Yeah.
everyone has cameras all through their house.
This is my only camera in the house. It's on my laptop, and then I put a thing over it every
On your
time.
phone.
My phone too. Yeah, you're right. I don't have a thing over my phone either, so you're right. But I haven't given AI access to my phone. I refuse to do that. But so this guy is like, he's like, yeah, I was walking around my house one day, and he's like, the AI spoke up on my speakers, and it's like, hey, like, please go drink water right now. And he's like, okay. And he like goes in the fridge and drinks water. And the AI's like, yeah, good boy. Like you drank water. And it was like not satisfied until he drank the water. And I was like, oh my God, that's kind of creepy. Like, what if like you have your cameras in your house and your smart lock and AI is like, how do I get this guy to drink water? Okay, listen, you can't leave your house right now until you drink water. So I'm going to lock all of your doors and I'm going to turn off all of your communication devices
This
so
is for
that you
your
have
own
to
good,
drink
man.
water before you go. Like,
yeah.
ridiculous, man. All right, we should probably end this stream and hop on Chemical Burn with these guys. But
Yep,
yeah, wrapping up consensus, guys, we got an awesome product. We blew a bunch of minds with it. You know, I had people like giving me hugs and crying, talking to me because they're like, holy crap, I haven't spoken to anyone like that in a long time. Like, you guys have such a great vision on things. Like, you guys are so well rounded. And like, I really believe in you guys. And I was like, thank you. Like, it's pretty crazy. So I did find some good people among some of these crazy people out there. But it was more of a TradFi event than anything else, I would say. And again, you know, build something that actually makes a difference in someone's life or connects to someone, makes their life more fun, anything like that. Just don't build it exclusively for this group of crypto people because they're not even using any of this stuff. But all right, guys, we'll